Hello, my name is Booker Edwards, and I'm here to talk to you about the beautiful new MPC Touch, the latest generation of the legendary Akai MPC series. With the MPC Touch, you now have the ability to touch your beats. This beautiful 7-inch LCD display is a full-color touchscreen that allows you to manipulate, edit, and chop your samples like never before. You can also create and edit MIDI events in your sequence, mix your tracks and pads, add effects, and manipulate them with your fingers in real time. You can do just about everything right from the surface of the MPC Touch without ever touching your mouse or looking at your computer screen. For the first time ever on an MPC, your beats are tangible. With that said, it still possesses the soul of an MPC. If you've ever used an MPC, you'll feel right at home and be able to jump right in and turn your ideas into works of art quickly and more efficiently than ever before. If you're new to the MPC family, let me be the first to welcome you and assure you that because of the intuitive nature of the MPC Touch workflow, you will also be creating amazing compositions before you know it. Whether you're an MPC rookie or an MPC vet, I'm here to help guide you through the workflow of the MPC Touch and hopefully make you more efficient and, as a result, more creative. In this tutorial, I'll give you a detailed overview of the Akai MPC Touch hardware. The MPC Touch hardware is how you interact with your music or touch your beats. It allows you complete control over the MPC software right from the surface of the Touch. Of course, you can still use your mouse or computer keyboard if you like, but almost every function of the MPC software can be controlled right from your MPC Touch. Actually, the verb controlled doesn't sufficiently explain the level of interaction the MPC Touch gives you. You can literally manipulate, edit, and touch your music with your fingers using the 7-inch full-color touchscreen. Let's take a closer look at the surface of the MPC Touch. Let's start with the obvious, the beautiful 7-inch full-color touchscreen display. The very reason it's called the MPC Touch. This full-color multi-touch display not only shows information relevant to the MPC Touch's current operation, but is also a secondary display for your computer when the MPC software is not open, as you can see on my display. You can see the dock here, and I'm going to click Launchpad. You can see that. It's actually an extension of my desktop. Let's open a MPC project. Now I can touch the display to control the MPC software. For example, if I push the menu button on the hardware, the display shows the mode menu. I can now tap an option on the menu screen to enter that mode. Notice that the MPC software updates to the same mode that I choose on the Touch. Let's tap Sample Edit mode. Before I do, I'm going to select the sample I want to edit. Here in Sample Edit mode, you can see the waveform representation of the selected sample, and you can manipulate the sample with your fingers. I can zoom in and out by opening and pinching my fingers on the display. I can scroll through the sample by swiping right or left. And of course, I can edit the sample by changing the start and end points with my fingers. There are many other things you can do by touching the display, and they will be covered in detail in a later tutorial. On the right side of the display is the unit's display brightness buttons. Use these buttons to increase and decrease the brightness of the display. Now let's look at the part of the hardware that takes up the most real estate, the pads. Use these pads to trigger drum hits, other samples, virtual instrument plugins, and MIDI instruments connected to your MPC Touch. The pads are velocity sensitive and pressure sensitive. They will light up different colors depending on how hard you play them, ranging from yellow at a low velocity to red at its highest velocity. And you can customize their colors. Menu, pad color. Let's go to fixed velocity on all pads, and I can change the colors here. So I'm going to put it back on classic velocity and go back to the main screen. Related to the pads are the pad bank buttons. There are 4 pad bank buttons, but there are actually 8 pad banks, A through H, giving you a total of 128 pads to use in a program. Press any of these buttons to access pad banks A through D. I'm currently in bank A, and these are the sounds I have loaded in bank A. Have some empty pads up at the top. If I hold Shift while pressing any of these buttons, I can access pad banks E through H. You will notice that the button turns yellow to indicate that you're in the secondary function of that button. So if I hold Shift and press A, I'm now in bank E. No samples loaded in bank E. Shift and B puts me in bank F. You also have the option to double press the button to access the secondary bank. So double pressing C actually puts me in bank G. And double pressing D puts me in bank H. Let's go back to bank A. Below the pad bank A button, you have the note repeat / latch button. If I press and hold this button and then press a pad, it will repeatedly trigger that pad's sample. The rate at which the sample repeats is based on the current tempo and the time correct settings. So when I hold down note repeat, you'll see the time correct settings come up at the bottom of the screen, and I can touch to change them. If I hold down Shift and then press the note repeat button, it becomes latched. Now note repeat is latched on, and I no longer have to hold down the note repeat button in order to have a sample repeat. To disable the note repeat function, just press it again.